Hello, everybody. It's the Angel Encourager Pete Casaboon. I'm knowing everyone is doing well tonight. I'm hoping some people will join me. Hello. Somebody's joining me tonight. Hey, Redefining Rich, how you doing? I'm so glad to be with you tonight. Oh gosh, everybody's joining. I love this. Thanks. Fantastic. I'm actually waiting for a client to come on board, so I thought while I was waiting, I'd go ahead and touch base with some of my beauties here. So I'm knowing everyone is doing well tonight. So tonight I thought I would talk about Archangel Zadkiel. Archangel Zadkiel, I call him the memory. Hi, how you doing, sweetheart? Hi, how you doing, Gypsy in the City? So good to see you. So Archangel Zadkiel, I call him the memory. And what I mean by that is that, we are trained, especially in Western education, that we're supposed to memorize all this stuff. We have to cram it into our little brains. Well, it turns out our brains are really not storage facilities. Our brains are like these receiving and processing centers. So where does memory actually occur? Well, that's kind of, hey, Positively Fabulosa. That's something that's been really discussed here lately because it seems like they thought that memories would be like in one part of the brain, but then they found out that even if that part of the brain is disrupted, you could still get the memories back in another part. So where is that memory exactly? And like I say, that's still up to debate, but I believe, and the angels tell me, that memory is actually accessible through spirit, that everything that's ever been known, anything that's known today, or everything that will be known, oh, you've invited followers, thank you so much, is accessible through spirit. So Archangel Zadkiel can help us. He can help us. He's really great, like if you're taking a test. Oh, and you define, oh my gosh, everybody's inviting followers. You are so sweet to me. So it's really about, opening up that channel and asking Archangel Zadkiel to help us to, oh, hey, thanks for joining us. Opening up those channels and having access to the universal knowledge that's available to all of us. All that knowledge, everything that's ever happened before, or will happen, or is happening now, is out there in this great kind of soup, I guess I would say. That if we tune in right, like on a radio dial, we can absolutely tune into it. So it's really interesting to me because I recently had somebody that was taking the bar, the bar exam, and I made her a meditation, and it was all about realizing that it wasn't up to your effort. It wasn't up to cramming it all in your brain. It was all about de-stressing. Because when we get stressed, especially when we're going into an exam or something like that, we get into that parasympathetic state. It's almost like that fight or flight kind of thing, and that's where oh goodness, my thing was telling me something. Sorry. That's where we get out of that we get into our monkey mind. We're all about survival mode. Well, we cannot access higher understanding and higher knowledge, at that point. So it's about relaxing, staying calm, taking in the breath, and then you're going to be able to have access to all universal knowledge. And you can ask Archangel Zadkiel to help you. Now he can help you with more than just tests. Like he can help you with people's names. He can help you with addresses and phone numbers. Anything you might need. And it can become so second nature. That's really what I want for y'all. I want for it to become so second nature. And it's really something I'm having to work on because so many times I do something or need something or forget where my car keys are or something like that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, why don't you ask the angels? And so I will. And then it's absolutely accessible to me. And I also want to kind of emphasize, I've been asked this a lot lately, what religion is this or that type of thing. I actually am friendly to all religions as long as they teach love and as long as they teach, direct spiritual connection. That's the only issue that I have with organized religion is a lot of times they try to cut that direct spiritual connection. They try to be your spiritual connection. I think everybody should be able to have their own spiritual connection with Source, the universe, God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Muhammad, whatever you happen to call it. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same thing, or all the same thing if there's a thing. But it's so interesting to me when people try to put religion or God or whatever into a box when we can't even, our human brains, there's no way we can even fathom what that is really all about. So like I say, Archangel Zadkiel, he is the Archangel of Memory, and I call him the Memory because he will give us access to anything that we could possibly want to know, anything that has been known, anything that is known today, or anything that can be known. He's the one that can really give us access to that memory. So next time you forget about something or you're taking an exam or something like that, just step into that perfect angelic memory. I love to put perfect angelic in front of everything, whether it's perfect angelic relationships, or if I'm running late, perfect angelic timing. We'll do the same thing with that. Put in perfect angelic memory and just realize that you're going to remember what you need to remember when you need to remember it. And if you didn't remember it, then you didn't need to. And see what that does? That just completely takes the pressure off of you. And when you take the pressure off of you, it's all going to be up to your effort. It's all going to be you that has to do it all. Then you get into that relaxed, sympathetic state. Your mind, body, and spirit is totally in tune with each other. You really have that universal connection. And you're able to, really just, access all that is. And you can be in a state of joy because so many times we're in that state of, what do I do? We're all frantic, thinking it's all up to our effort. And I always tell people, the perfect way to step into clarity is to have joy, is to step into joy. Because as soon as you step into joy, you have perfect clarity. You know what it is that you need to do. You know what really matters and what doesn't matter. So does anybody have any questions or anything like that? While I'm waiting for my client, I can go ahead and do some card readings or answer any questions anybody might have, or we can work through any kind of issues. We have more than 10 people here in the room, and the Bible states when 2 or more come together with the same knowing and the same belief, that we can totally create an intention and we can call forth really anything in the entire world. So does anybody have any questions or comments? Or hey Reed, if I hear Richard coming back again. So I'm putting it on the floor right now if anybody would like to have a card reading, or if anybody has any questions, or if there's any kind of intention anyone would like to set forth. We can totally set up an intention circle right now on something. Anybody taking up an offer? So I see Archangel Zadkiel as sort of like a royal, pardon me, a royal blue light. Sounds like I need to call forth Archangel Raphael for healing for myself. My voice is getting a little rough today. I've been talking all day long. Sorry about that. Do I pray in tongues? Well, that's kind of interesting. They have been telling me, the angels have been telling me that I will be channeling more. And there are many times when I feel like something wants to come out of my throat. I'm just being honest with you. Nothing has thus far. I don't know that I'm really holding it back. I probably am. I'm probably a little bit timid about it myself. I have never prayed in tongues. From what I understand from my studying in the Bible, the only time praying in tongues really is effective is if there is somebody there to interpret it. So that's my understanding. I have read the Bible through quite a few times. I use it as sort of like a reference point, I guess I would say, since I was born and raised in America. That's my and I'm not saying that other religions. I think our other religions are just as valid as long as they come from a space of love. That's it's however. I think different religions are really based upon the cultures that you've grown up in. And like I say, as long as they approach from a point of love, and as long as you're able to, really define your own spiritual connection, so that you're not going through another human being to create your spiritual connection. That's really the only issue that I have, because I get a little leery when I'm thinking about somebody else telling me, what God is saying to me. I think, and I don't even really necessarily want you to take everything I say as gospel or whatever. I am simply here to help you, I guess I would say, boost your own spiritual understanding and boost your own spiritual connection, because that's really what I want. And when I have clients that come to me, the first thing I tell them is that my goal is that you never need me again, because and that's not what all psychics or mediums or however we might classify ourselves, say. A lot of them want you to be kind of stuck. But to me, I want you to get your own spiritual connection and be able to and go on and get your own messages and find your own truth, because all I can speak to are my experiences and my truth as it is. I wonder if anybody out there is familiar with Blab. I've been thinking about possibly doing some work on Blab coming up soon. And I also I want to make sure that everybody knows that they can go to my Facebook page, The Angel Encourager. I'd love for you to sign up for my newsletter. It's free. It comes out every week. It has a different archangel talking on a different subject. I'm not really sure what we're going to be talking about on this week. So they usually let me know around Thursday what we're going to be doing it on, and then I create a sort of a teaching with a little bit of a lesson. And so I would love to have everybody go over there. You can also message me on my Facebook page at The Angel Encourager. I do get back to everybody that messages me, and if they have a particular concern or anything that I can help with, I'm always glad to. I always feel that, as I put out value to the world, value is going to come back to me in some other way. I don't concern myself with that. I just, enjoy so much connecting for people. So does anybody have any questions, comments? Would anybody like a reading, an angel card reading of any kind tonight or anything like that while I'm waiting for my client? And I'm just checking while I'm waiting to see if my client has gotten back with me. And she still hasn't. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll just keep talking. We'll keep talking while we wait to see if she comes back with us. That's interesting. I guess I would say that I want to make sure everybody knows that it's really important if you are taking some kind of a class or something. It's important to study. Oh, you have a bad connection. I'm so sorry. It's good to see you too, Stephanie. So I want to make sure that everybody does know that it is, important to do studying. But what I think studying really does, rather than cramming the information in your brain, it really creates those conduits. It gets your brain ready to receive that information, so that when it comes time that you have to remember it, you already have that pathway, you already have that highway, you already have those neural connections, that really to all that is, bringing them down, and letting you get that information and letting you access that information. But when you start thinking of your brain as not like a storage facility, but as more like a processing and a receiving facility, then it just takes all that pressure off of you. And that's you read in any book that pressure, especially when you're taking exams, the number one killer of doing well on an exam. It's when you're relaxed and you're in that state, that sympathetic state. Your mind, body, and spirit is completely relaxed, and you're able to just have that flow. Because when you're uptight and you're in that fight or flight, you cannot really access that higher understanding. I think my client is about to be here, so I really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I will come back on later, and I love to all of you, and thank you very much. Love, peace, and release.